Hi guys, welcome to the season opener of the 2021 Super Touring Car Championship season, the first ever season of the revived championship with the revived Super Touring Car mod from FRM. And here we are in Brands Hatch in the Indy circuit for the season opener of the season. It's a nice little circuit with a circuit length of 1.9 kilometers, so it's a little circuit for some enjoyable racing hopefully. Here we have the track layout. It's a small circuit with approximately 6 corners, according to Wikipedia, and I would totally agree with that. And yeah, that's a nice circuit. It allows you for some nice little racing, and we'll see 24 laps of racing around this wonderful circuit here in Great Britain. And the start of qualifying isn't really long for you guys, and now we are waiting the start of the qualifying session. So let's jump into some qualifying highlights. And the first driver to ever leave the pits of this revived championship is Pascal Wehrlein in his Audi A4 Quattro. Yeah, the Audis have improved from testing, so they might be a bit more competitive than they were in testing, but we don't know for sure. Here we have the BMW fighting against the Renault. This might be the only time happening because the BMWs are still struggling a lot. They haven't invested a lot into upgrades, so if some upgrades will come, we will find out in the next couple of Grand Prix. But let's move into an onboard cam of Lorenzo Turri in his Alfa Romeo 156 for a lap around the Brands Hatch circuit. So coming around the Stafford straight, approaching turn number 1 with approximately 218 kilometers per hour. Let's go to 4th gear into this first corner. Let's hit the apex then a bit, but now it's time for corner number 2, the famous Druids corner, with the famous incident between Rydell and Anthony Reid. And now we enter corner number 3. It's a tight little corner where you can easily ruin a lap, where you went a bit too wide on the grass there on the outside line. Corner 4, corner 5 and corner 6 are awaiting us, and these corners are quite tricky because you can easily lose the car when you're not aware of the nimbleness of your car, which could easily happen in this championship because you've got some cars which are really nimble and way too difficult to drive. So basically like the Red Bull in real life in the past years. But another difficulty in qualifying was the traffic. It could be quite heavy. It could cost you some laps, as seen by the Renault of Jason Gabler. And look at that, he just punts the Toyota off the road. The only privateer entry in the championship is Ramon Farin in his former Castrol Toyota car, driven by Tim Sugden in the 1994 BTCC Championship. It's nice to see the car still running, but they will be hopelessly uncompetitive. But I mean, those are some good points for their respective championship. Whilst we also see the Mitsubishi Charisma being quicker than testing, with Lorenzo Bragiato driving the single Charisma at the moment. And I have to say, they are looking quite strong in the moment, so the new upgrades from Mitsubishi have certainly worked. Looking back at BMW, they will struggle a lot during the early part of the season due to the lack of upgrades in the past few weeks. But maybe they will come with some more upgrades in terms of the handling. And here we see the dominant force at the moment, the Alfa Romeo team, with Lorenzo Turri, the man who has finished the qualifying on top. And we will give you a rundown on the starting grid in just a single moment. And here we are, starting grid, with Lorenzo Turri on pole position, with his Alfa Romeo 156 out of Arturo Smalia in P2, followed by Milan Dries in the Peugeot 406, so decent qualifying with the Peugeot, ahead of Jason Gabler in the Williams Renault, followed by Chris Simpson in his Honda Accord, and then we have Lorenzo Bragiato, the single Mitsubishi Charisma, driving in the field, followed by the single Ford of Michael Sneeve in 7th, followed by the second Renault of Robin Berda in P8. Then we have Antonio Maggio and Pascal Wehrlein rounding up the top 10, followed by Dennis Beckman and Christian Pomidio in the BMWs. This was the struggling BMWs here, and then the final entry of the grid, Ramon Farin in the hopelessly powered and hopefully a competitive Toyota Carina. But as I said, it's a privateer entry, so they don't need to worry about that. They will score some good points in the privateer championship, so they're good to go. And here we have a look through the grids, do a little rundown, and yeah, it's fun to see the Alphas being on top here. I mean, they were on top in 1994, so basically they've started where they left off in 94, and we will see if any team can actually catch them in the future races. Here we see the other cars. There was an issue with Antonio Maggio, who was sent to the back of the grids for some unknown reasons. Maybe there was a penalty, but now we're waiting to start this championship, and here we go. The first race of the season is on the way, and it looks like a good getaway for the Alfa Romeos, and also a good start by the Mitsubishi of Bragiato. He's already passed some cars, and he was alongside Milan Dries in the Peugeot 406 for a short moment. But now, the Alfa still side by side, and it looks like Turi will be in the lead. So number 1 of the team still on top, the pole man in P1, ahead of his number 2 driver Smalia, followed by Milan Dries and Lorenzo Bragiato. We go on board with Chris Simpson in his Honda Accord here. He's following the Renault of Jason Gabler, or is this Robert Berner? So Simpson really lost a lot of ground in the start. It is in fact Robin Berner. So yeah, he is in fact really struggling there at the moment. But well, I mean, the starting phase could have been a lot better for the Honda. Look at Sneef, however, he made up some good ground. He's up to P5 there, and now we see Simpson already showing some commitment there. He was looking for a gap there, but he just couldn't make it, at least at the moment. So Simpson in the Honda Accord, a bit underperforming there, but he surely will come in the upcoming minutes, because there is a little factor here which might ruin some safe positions, the tires, and we will find out soon why this might be the reason. At the moment, Turi is dominating the race ahead of Somalia, followed by the Peugeot 406 of Milan Dries. Then we have Lorenzo Bragiato in the Charisma, then Sneef in the Ford, and then looks like Jason Gabler in the Williams Renault. A nice looking car, I have to say, and it surely is my favorite design. While Simpson looked for a little attack there against the Renault of Berder, and it just didn't work out, so he has to stay behind for a little while. I mean, he can't attack here, so he has to wait. And there's the car off. It's Bragiato in the Mitsubishi, and that's the retirement number 1 of this season. The first retirement of the revived Super Touring Car Championship, and that's a big shame, because he looked so strong in the beginning part of the race, so it's a bit of a shame for him to retire. And let's see what happens. So I'm approaching this section, and he just lost the car, so it might be a suspension issue for Bragiato. And we will find out in the end what happened to him. Now let's go back on board with the driver. It is Milan Dries, the Peugeot driver, the sole Peugeot driver. In fact, there are some rumors that Peugeot might be looking into a new driver, number 2, for their number 1 driver, Milan Dries. But here we see, at the back of the grid, we see a little battle between the BMW of Dennis Beckman and the Audi of Antonio Maggio. Maggio has to fight back from literally last of grids. And he's still stuck behind the BMW, who really can't find the pace at the moment. So I have to say the BMWs, they need to find some more pace to be competitive. While Simpson was quite close behind the Renault of Berder. And it looked a bit close there between these two, but Simpson still stuck behind the Renault driver. So at the moment it is not really possible to pass here. And will he do this now? No, he won't. He just can't make his pass there. So at the moment we don't see that much track action. We see Beckman still defending from Maggio, whilst Portimao has some damage to his car. And now we are seeing Gabler having passed Sneef. So Gabler now P4. Simpson also off camera passed the Renault of Berder. And now we go on board Pascal Arading in the Audi A4 with the Australian design. So they are going into the Aussie mode. because the Australians had the Quattro in 1998 as the single Audi works team, theoretically. So, yeah, they had a little bit of a bonus there. And you see Berda still alongside Simpson. Will he make the counter-attack? He's going inside, he makes it work. That's a nice battle there between these two. And now let's look at Alberding. Can he make the move as well? He goes to the inside line, and it looks like a move. But will Simpson fight back? He's trying, and Simpson does fight back. So Simpson's staying ahead at the moment. So Pascal still can't make the move with his Quattro, which is a bit shocking because normally the Quattro should be able to make the move easily, but at the moment just isn't meant to be for the Audi team. Here we see Milan Dries going into Somalia, and Milan makes the move work. He's up to P2. So great move there by Milan, and he's now the best chaser of the Alfa Romeos. So this is incredible. Who has expected that after testing? Everything looked like it was the battle of the Alphas versus the Renaults, and the moment the Peugeot of Milan is just simply impressive. And now it might be a fight for the lead even. We see Milan behind Turi. Oh, he's still losing it. He's hitting Turi there for a little moment. Oh, this is not good. He's lost some drive. This might be good for Somalia there, but it didn't work out, sadly. But now you'll see some lap traffic. It's Roman Farine in the single private car, the Toyota Carina, as I've mentioned, previously driven by Tim Sugden in 1994 PTCC Championship. And here we see Simpson now behind Michael Sneef. So Sneef not really with the biggest pace at the moment. Simpson not really that bad. So it looks like the Honda is a bit better than it actually is. So Simpson needs to find some more confidence in the car, I believe. But now also off camera, Tori has passed, Somalia has passed Milan there. So a lot of issues with the cameras there. It's something I have to learn with the game again. And here we see Simpson in the Honda Accord again on board. We see Michael Sneef, Elephant. But oh god, this was a very aggressive, but Sneef makes the move work. Good move there by the Ford. So not too bad at all. And a decent work by the Ford driver. My nose is really angering me now, but I'm sorry for that if you hear this. So, yeah, we see Simpson still behind the Renault, but now the Renaults are battling against each other because also off camera was Robin Berder who made a comeback past Simpson and is now behind his teammate Gabler. But now look at the Audis. They're fighting as well. Maggio on the outside line of Pascal Alberding. What a move there by the Audi driver. And he was coming from last. He's doing a solid job with the car he has. As it really looks like the Audi is just not competitive enough for some good pace moments. But now we see Milan Dries. He's looking for a little attack there against Somalia. As it looks like Milan has a good pace. Sneef, meanwhile, has caught up to them. So Michael Sneef also really looking good here at the moment. So maybe it's a tire. I don't know. But he's looking really strong anyway. And now we see Milan really strong with the car. And a poor first corner. But now can Sneef make an attack? Or will he has to set back there? And he has to set back in the moment. Yep, he can't attack Milan at the moment. And this gives Milan some good room there for some chill moments. Or for some moments to cool the tires down. It looks like the tires are some big issues. Now even the Alphas are having some little moments. So it looks like Turi has to cool down the tires as well. Looks like Somalia is now the one who has the biggest pace. He's now behind Turi. Or he's approaching the first corner. Will he attack or will it be a team order? It looks like it will be a team order. Because Somalia is making the move. So he has to stick behind Turi there. And now look at the Renaults there. And look at the Gabler versus Berder. Look at Berder. He's making 2-1. Turn 1. He's made 2 moves in 1 corner. What a great move there by Robin Berder. And now he's the one fighting against Milan Dries. But now look at the midfield there. We see Gabler having to defend from Michael Sneef. And even Chris Simpson. So this will be interesting. The final lap of the race. So everything has worked out for the drivers. Look at Simpson there. He's going into Sneef. But he locks up. And that's Sneef making the move again. Ah, that was so close to Simpson. But Lorenzo Turi wins the season opener of the Super Touring Car Championship with Somalia P2 and Milan Andres in P3. But it's still a good first race, I would say, of the championship. And here we see the race results. We see Lorenzo Turi in P1 after the Tour of Somalia, the teammates in the Alpha Corse team. Some Alpha Run 2, followed by Milan Andres in P3, good race by the Peugeot. Then Robert Berger in P4, Gabler P5, Sneef then P6. Then we have Simpson, Maggio, Erbeding, Beckman, Pomedio, and Farine who have finished the race. And then at the retirement zone, Lorenzo Braggiato. A sad end for the Mitsubishi team. They had a little bit of pace here today. I have to be honest, they were really surprising there in the first couple of minutes. But sadly, a suspension issue has forced him to retirement. Now, let's look at the driver's standings, even though it should be clear. But for you, it might be a good reminder of the point system. So the leader gets 40 points. Then the second place driver 35, 30, and so on. You see it on screen. And I just want to say, if you want to join the league, the AR Championship, I will leave you a link with the announcement video where you can register yourself for the championship. You will see which seats are still open. There are a lot of seats still open. We've got even a lot of teams still without a drive. So you might check this video out and you will see which teams are still available. Here we see the team championship. We see Alpha, of course, leading dominantly out of Williams Renault and the Peugeot Team Esso. Out of Audi, Ford, the Honda team called Jazz Engineering, the Schnitzer team, and without an episode point, Mitsubishi with their charisma. So Mitsubishi needs to work on their car a lot, and maybe then they will be consistent. They will fight for some big points, and then we'll see how it goes for them. Because the pace wasn't too bad for them, but the main question will be who can stop the dominant force of the Alfa Romeo team. And now the video is nearing the end. I want to say thank you so much for watching. I hope you've liked it, and if you do, then drop a like, and if you didn't like the video, then drop a dislike. And well, I would say we see us in 2 weeks where it's time for Anderstorp. And yeah, until then, goodbye, have a good week, or some good weeks, and enjoy the rest of the holidays. So goodbye for now.